Alright, cool. That's good enough. Still kicking it with Visual Venture. Kicking it with Visual Venture, the creepiest content from the Japanese net. Yeah, it's nothing but some creepy stuff. Okay, I just want to check something really quickly. Sorry about that.
Yeah. And no one ever proved what it was.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, just yo, this creepy clip right here, like this creepy segment within Visual Venture video. So, you know, they spotted some demon, bro. They spotted some demon on the road, on some highway, you know what I'm saying? And the traffic cameras like captured this whole thing, and they captured a figure that's kind of, you know, human, like human, that has the form of a human, but it's like larger than usual. It had no distinguishable like characters, but it had just the silhouette of a human being. It was just like there was something weird about it, something off about it, right? It happened in the early hours of the morning, and it just had, you know what I'm saying, the Japanese and sort of like panic mode, bro. You know what I'm saying? But as I was saying, as I was sharing my point of view, you know, it's the fact that it could be fake, bro. This happened in 2021. They said this happened in 2021, and my whole little argument was that, yo, in 2021 the technology was at a standard where people could fake things, right? People could fake pictures, people could fake information and post it online and have a whole bunch of people believing it. So I'm literally torn in between two right now. If this is really a demon and it is real, it's really creepy now. But if it's just like a prank and it's, you know, it's not real, it's like just some Photoshop type stuff, like, damn, bro. Was niggas that unemployed? Okay, oh shit. Actually, hold on. It was 2021. So it was fresh out of that. Well, it was actually still during Schmovid, right? That Schmovid epidemic, right? Time period. So it was kind of crazy, yeah. I see why it would make sense for somebody to Photoshop this and have a whole country in a craze.
The camera continued operating as usual, and the figure never appeared again. Years later, it remains one of the creepiest images to come out
this, bro.
Of the Japanese internet. This next case was so unsettling that people made a move.
So wait, another thing that I'm asking is like, so no cars passed at that moment until it disappeared. So it just disappeared. It didn't move. It didn't walk. It didn't walk towards, you know, it didn't walk to the position that it took and then walk away from that position. Like, where is that footage, right? Where are those pieces of footage? That's why I'm like, yo, I'm actually leaning towards it being fake, bro.
Movie about it. The Train Ride to Nowhere.
Whoa.
In January 2004, a Japanese chat room asked users to share any strange things happening around them.
Why?
Hundreds of users joined the conversation. They told stories about odd events and random coincidences.
Yeah.
Then a user named Hasumi began posting. Her story was so unsettling that it made everyone stop and read. And it was unfolding in real time as she typed. Hasumi was typing while she was on a train heading home from work. It was late at night. The train was supposed to stop at her usual station, but it didn't.
It just kept going. 10 minutes passed, 15, 20.
Damn, dark
Still
Asian.
no sign of slowing down. No familiar station announcements.
Hasumi looked around. All the other passengers were asleep. No one seemed worried. Instead of panicking alone, she posted on the online chat.
Okay. This one, let me try and cook up my own speculation about this one, right? This one is just a classic case of just like Gen Z being so swallowed up by screen time that they missed their own stop. You know what I'm saying? Where they were supposed to stop, and then now they realize it probably a couple, you know, maybe some time after the train has just passed their stop, that, oh my jeez, right? Where am I? Because I'm so unfamiliar with the scenery beyond my stop point that I'm starting to panic. And the only thing, and this is a train, right? It's a train. It has its own designated stop points. It's not one of those trains where you could probably like stop it at will. You know what I'm saying? So now you're panicking. Now you're on some chat room. You have your phone. Now the easiest thing to do is help me everybody, what do I do on the text, on whatever text chat room that you're at? Yo, what do I do? I'm actually at this kind of location, da 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 da. And the more and more you stick up on that screen, the further and further you know, the train passes with you, dog. You feel me? Something looks weird. Why do I appear so weird on the phone and appear different on the computer? It's crazy, it's weird. But anyway, you see, I feel like that's what happened. And then, yeah, the whole journey obviously was now reported on this chat room, on this, or whoever. Wait, let me see something. I'll fall for, you know, the distraction, the constant distractions, bro. Fuck it. Yeah, and you know, since she was already on that chat room, she, you know, texted and documented everything on text that was going down.
Chat room asking what to do. People replied instantly. First, they told her to check the conductor, but she couldn't find him. Finally, the train stopped. Hasumi stepped off and posted the name of the station, Kisaragi Station. That wasn't her stop, and she never heard of that station before. Users in the chat room searched online. Kisaragi Station didn't exist on any map. No one in the group recognized the name either. Hasumi was stranded at a place that didn't seem to exist. All she wanted was to get home. Some users told her to stay on the train, but Hasumi already stepped off, and the train left before she could get back on. Now she was alone.
The station was completely deserted. Not a single person.
Nah, Haisumi. Oh, what's the name? Gaitsumi. Look, bro, like you should not have listened to that chat, bro, again, dog. I feel like it's today's lesson, bro. It may as well just be today's moral of the story, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Don't freaking listen to that chat, gang. Like, what's going on with neighbors? What's going on, bro? Like, don't listen to the chat. Like, you gotta make your own decisions. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to things, because the other part of the people that are replying or telling her, yo, get off the train right now, immediately. The other part of these people are just like, yo, nah, stay on the train. And by the time before she knows it, the train is taking off, and then she, you know what I'm saying, she cannot get back on, and then it's now like, yo, now you're really stranded. Because you don't even know. Oh my. Okay, damn.
Anywhere. The ticket office was dark and abandoned.
Hasumi tried to find a taxi, but there was none. People in the chat room told her to walk along the tracks until she reached the previous stop. So
still listening to the chat. Nah, bro, I'm not gonna lie. At that point, forget the chat, bro. Just like find real help, like real human help around you, bro. And it sounds like such a creepy ass environment or place that they describing that, yo, you sure you wanna, nah, anyway. So basically it sounds like it's a place where you can easily get robbed and your phones and everything can get snatched from you. So, you know, until you see, I don't know, some other human being, bro, it's like, yo, forget the chat, dog. Search for human help.
So she started walking. Then she heard a voice behind her. Someone screamed, "Hey, don't walk on the tracks, that's dangerous." When Hasumi turned around, she saw a man with one leg. She blinked for a second and he disappeared. Hasumi
Yo, she blinked for a second and he disappeared. He wasn't schizophrenic or anything?
kept updating the chat room. She was terrified, but she forced herself to keep moving. She saw a tunnel ahead and went through it. When she came out on the other side, she saw a man sitting in a car. He offered to drive her to a nearby hotel. She told the chat room and asked what to do. Users warned her not to get in. They said it was suspicious for someone to be there so late at night, but Hasumi said she was exhausted, so she got into the car. At first, the driver was friendly. Then she realized he was driving in the wrong direction.
The driver wasn't heading toward any hotel. Instead, he turned into a narrow mountain road, driving deeper into the wilderness.
Hasumi asked what was happening, but the driver ignored her. He was just mumbling to himself. That's when Hasumi posted her final message. "My battery's almost out. Things are getting strange, so I think I'm going to make a run for it." After that, there were no more updates. Hasumi never posted again. Hundreds of users stayed online waiting for Hasumi's return. She never did. People formed theories about what happened to her at Kisaragi Station.
Some said she must have slipped through a doorway into another dimension.
Others had darker explanations.
Maybe. Nah, come on, gang. This is one of those Reddits.
She died in an accident while dozing off, and what she experienced was her final journey to the afterlife.
Some believe the entire story was a hoax. People continued searching for any trace of Kisaragi Station, but they found nothing. 7 years later, someone claiming to be Hasumi posted an update saying she survived. Most people didn't believe it. Over time, Hasumi's posts...
Nah, I'm not buying this one. Come on, gang. I'm not buying this one. Is this real, bro?
Spread across the internet, and the mystery of Kisaragi Station became one of Japan's most famous internet horror stories. In 2022, a movie was made about it. To this day, no one knows how true her posts were. All people saw was someone scared asking for help. Then she disappeared. The person in her next story did anything to get attention, including risking other people's lives.
What happened?
The case of the fake survivor. When we talk about creepy content, it isn't always ghosts or curses. Sometimes it's real people doing strange things. This is one of those cases. It involves a man who pretended to be buried alive. It all started with a real tragedy. On January 1st, 2024, Japan was struck by a powerful earthquake.
A powerful 7.6 magnitude earthquake struck central Japan, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake.
Buildings collapsed and fires spread, but the most urgent crisis was the people trapped under the rubble. They needed to be rescued before time ran out. That same day, 25-year-old Ryodai Kanemaru was at home. He also lived in Japan, but he was miles away from the disaster zone. He was completely safe. As the news of the earthquake spread, Kanemaru opened Japanese Twitter. He wanted to see how people were reacting. There were several thousand posts requesting rescue at the time. The trapped victims became the focus of national attention. Kanemaru wanted that attention too, so he decided to lie. That night, he posted, "My family is trapped in our collapsed house." To make the lie believable, he listed a real address in Wajima, one of the hardest hit areas. His message got a lot of attention. People replied and...
But now what would the motive of this be though? For the sympathy points? And whatever, what?
Told them to stay...
Not sympathy points, man. I mean, empathy points. Right? Empathy points, maybe.
Strong. Others said they would alert authorities. He probably loved the attention because he decided to tell another lie. He posted another desperate message asking for help. This time he used a different address. Once again, people online reacted with concern. Kanemaru repeated the lie again and again. By the end of the day, he made about a dozen fake rescue posts. The next day, 10 officers went to the site posted by Kanemaru. They were there to rescue him, but they found no collapsed houses. All residents in the neighborhood were confirmed to be safe. The rescue team searched...
But then why would he do that, bruh? Like, I feel like at this point, dude, like, it may say something about, like, your psychological, you know, state of being, dog. If you're, like, an individual that does, you know, that gets on these kind of acts, dog. You know? You're truly just out of it, dog. But then, here's what I've realized about people who are truly insane. It's like, in their minds... they think what they're doing is like right, bro. Like to them. Whoa. Chill. We breathe. To they themselves. Is that how it's supposed to go? To themselves, they are sane. But to other people, it's like, yo. You know, I'd even go to the extent that they probably tell themselves that everyone else is insane. They the only sane people in the room, in the world, in creation. I feel like that's how an insane brain works, bro. This guy's brain, what the hell? Why would you just like wake up out of your bed and be like, yo, this is like, let me just do this, right?
The area for about 20 minutes trying to find the person who asked for help. Eventually, they realized the rescue request was fake. But Kanemaru wasn't the only one doing this. Many others also posted fake rescue requests. A researcher later reviewed the rescue tweets.
The Institute said that there were over 1,000 tweets asking for help, and 104 were fake. Some of the posts included the name of non-existent places.
The situation became so serious that Japan's Prime Minister addressed it in a press conference. He called the posts malicious false information. It was a big issue because the fake posts...
Come on, Visual Venture, bro. Like, you still ain't told me why a whole lot of people ended up You know what I'm saying? Performing because at this point you might as well call it like a mass prank or some shit like that. Like they were just, it's a collective prank, bruh. Cause like because that's how I'm taking it. Maybe it was something like that deserves like real life concern or some shit like. But come on, bruh, like lying about it's a prank. Cause you're lying about your state of being right now, and you needing to be rescued and shit like that's bad work, bruh. So what's up with this
Sent
area,
them
man?
rushing to scenes where there was no one who needed help. Meanwhile, there were hundreds of real victims waiting to be saved. It was despicable. Police decided to track down those behind the fake posts and hold them accountable. Authorities.
Yeah, you see now what happens is that now they fucking it up for real victims, people who really need help. Because they, the rescue team might not go with the whole maybe listening to what's being said online or on social media or wherever else to go look. And maybe it's a legit situation, but because now it comes from like X or whatever, like posts online, they might just dismiss it, whereas it may be real, right? Absolutely messed it up for real victims.
Analyzed Twitter accounts. They were able to trace the posts back to their sources. The investigation took time, but it produced results. In July 2024, the police arrested Kanemaru. The headline read, "Man arrested for making false rescue request on social media." He was charged with obstructing rescue work. When questioned, Kanemaru told police exactly why he did it. He said, "I wanted to take advantage of the earthquake to draw attention to my posts and get a lot of people to respond." In simple terms, he wanted likes and shares on social media. And he didn't care if real victims were hurting while he did it. The Japanese internet is full of stories